What is going on, everyone? I am Braxton, and this is PWC Racing. Alright, we are out with the VRD in the Baghdad terrain. Some filler content before we get into Texas. I'm excited for Texas. Texas is going to be fun as always. Sorta nervous, not gonna lie. Texas is... I think it's a scary place, just because of how much traction there really is. It's almost like driving on concrete, but it's... the Earth's concrete, I guess. I guess that's what rock is, one way or another. But, you know, I don't know. There's something about Texas that just freaks me out. But I'm excited to get back there. There's a lot of big stuff there, a lot of big ups, big downs. You know, so that'll be fun. But yeah, as you can see with the VRD, there has a new body on it. I sort of went with the sunrise and sunset theme for the Class 2 and Class 3. I really like the way all of these turned out. I think the Class 3 turned out better because up close and in person, you can see all the sparkles in the purple that I used, and it looks fantastic. As with the VRD, you know, the orange and red I was mixing together. I think I used a little bit too much red, not quite enough orange, but overall I think it's alright. Or even more like a sunset to a midnight kind of thing, but you know, I think they look pretty good one way or another with the mountains in the background there. So, but yeah, let's do a Baghdad recap as we keep moving through and messing around in the Baghdad terrain. Let's start with the first course of the day, A1 Day 1.
I painted it.
You know, as you all could tell from that video, we ended up bending two wheels, which is kind of crazy. But after watching my own footage and then footage from WeRock, I definitely see how it happened, because I hit that rock on the passenger side pretty hard, and that was no small rock either. So I can see how it happened. You know, we got it all fixed up, we're ready for Texas. But I think overall, day one went pretty dang good. You know, I'm happy with how we did. A1, I think, was more of a mental game for us, because that first course really, like, I was freaking out a little bit on that third gate, which is weird that I was freaking out on the third gate that wasn't as high up as the first and second gate. Like, overall, I mean, I got through those without a real mental breakdown or anything like that, but that third gate with the new 42s, straight off the gate, once I hit the third gate, I could tell a center of gravity difference, which was kind of crazy. Like, I've never been able to tell that before. Like, because I would drive, you know, Rich Klein's buggy, his trail car, and it would feel super low to the ground, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. And it's on 42s and portals. But when I drive our car on 42s, I noticed right away that there was a center of gravity difference. So I was like, I can feel the tire lifting, but it shouldn't be lifting yet. I don't get why it's lifting already. Well, I mean, there is a weight difference with the 42s. And so after talking to Jesse Haynes, one of our newest sponsors, super happy to have him on for the rest of the season. You know, he helped us fix the brake calipers that we broke. So huge shout out to Jesse, Jesse Haynes Fabrication. He is the portal guy. You should all know who he is. But you know, I was talking to Jesse while we were getting these brake calipers from him, and he was like, well, I mean, if you add 100 pounds to the rear and another 100 pounds to the front, it'll lower that center of gravity. And I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't, like, duh. You know, it was one of those, like, well, I mean, that checks out. That's pretty obviously how that should work. But it's just simple stuff like that talking to the best, in my personal opinion, rock crawler out there, it's just, that changes things, you know. And I mean, we learned a lot watching him in Pro Mod over the last couple of years. Like when we very first competed against him in Pro Mod in Goldendale, 2023 season, I believe. Brett And I learned pretty quickly that you have to stack highways
Actually, no, you'll be alright.
for pro mods to get up. Otherwise, you know, they'll probably get stuck. And, you know, you just have to do that. But then in Farmington, you know, we thought we had him because we were winning in day one. But another lesson, don't get blindsided by your, I don't want to say ego, but ego and your chase to keep first against one of the best. But if you tunnel vision on trying to beat one person, you forget about everyone else behind you. You don't think, and you think that they're miles behind you. But as, you know, as I was unexpecting, Caitlin and Kevin just took it, you know. It was definitely impressive because they were quite a ways back on day one. And, you know, I feel like I made a lot of dumb mistakes, but they came and cleaned up. They did good. So, but yeah. Overall, A1 was probably the most mentally challenging course, but I don't think it was the hardest course. I think A3 was probably the hardest course as... Oh no, George finished it, I think. Nope, no one finished that course. Yeah, no one finished that course on day one. Most of us didn't finish the courses on day one. But the crack on A3, I looked at and I went, well, that's not that hard. We do that all the time at Sand Hollow. Like, I've done cracks 3 times smaller than this. It shouldn't be that hard. But the car was just too short, and there was just not enough bumpability that it wouldn't grab and it would fall in the crack. You know, and I was getting frustrated. Obviously, you could see it in the video. But, I mean, that's what happens, you know? It is what it is. A4 was super cool. I liked the course of A4. It was super fun and flowy. I liked the number 3 drop, getting all flexed out like that and feeling the car balance. It was just a beautiful gate design. Like, I loved it. Even going up it on day 2 was awesome. Let's talk about A2, though, our best course of the weekend. We cleaned that course. All of it, actually. We didn't hit a single cone on that course, and we had 4 reverses, and we did the bonus. Ended up with a -16, I believe, on that course. It was phenomenal. So I was super happy with how we did there. It definitely helped with the lead on day 1. I believe day 1, we ended up leading by 54 points, I believe. So, I mean, that's pretty crazy to think about, that big of a point gap. I mean, that's 5 cones and 4 reverses. That's kind of crazy to think about, honestly. But yeah, overall, day 1 was phenomenal. I was super happy with how we did as a team, especially coming off of an off season with, well, practically no seat time besides that when I went out with Rich and West Desert Wheeler. That was pretty much all the seat time for the rest of the off season, and then it got put in the garage and tore in half. So it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna go through and do a car overview video soon, just because the one that I did record, the footage got lost, so it was unfortunate, but I will get that out before Texas. And this way we can have a car overview. This way you all can know what happened to the car in the off season, what's changed, and all that. But yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed. If so, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.